Okay, so here's an update to my first ever Bring a Trailer auction experience. So right now it's Saturday the 21st, so it's a little bit past a week since the auction took place. And at the conclusion of the auction on Friday the 13th at 5:24 p.m., I was sent an email from the seller with his contact information. That's the way it works to Bring a Trailer. So when the auction concludes, both parties get each other's contact information. And at that point, Bring a Trailer backs off. They give you an option for shipping, which you can put in your address and the pickup address. They give you a quote. And that's pretty much it. It's not like eBay Motors where you have some protection or whatever. It's basically a faith walk between the buyer and seller. You know, more so on the buyer, hoping that the car is what they say it is, you know, and what it's put out there in the images, right? Anyway, so the auction concludes Friday at 5:24 in the evening. I immediately got the email. I reached out to the seller, the broker, and had a long conversation with him, probably half an hour, just talking about cars in general. We talked specifically about the auction car and the service stuff he knew about it, and what he knew about the seller and his habits with maintenance on the car and everything else. We concluded the conversation up in about half an hour, and then by 6:15, I had a text image of the title. So I told him I'd to get back with me with the actual bill of sale and the wiring instructions and the physical location where I could get the car picked up. So that was Friday. So we roll on to Saturday morning. I went to Cars and Coffee. I met up with the local Ferrari salesman that was at Cars and Coffee and told him what I'd gotten myself into. And I told him that I might need not a PPI, pre-purchase inspection, but a what the hell did I do inspection after the fact. He kind of laughed, and I said, hey, we need a transport person. Who do you recommend? He gave me a number. So I reached out to them immediately. That was probably at 9 in the morning. And talked to the lady. She said, yeah, we got a pickup date available in New York at this point. And I said, okay, so let me reach out to the seller. So I reached out to the seller via text, said, hey, can you give me the address where this is located? And get me that bill of sale and wiring instructions. So he came back pretty much immediately, said that sounds good, and he said he was checking his email Saturday because he was having issues with stuff going to spam. But he sent me a copy of a service invoice with the actual owner's address on it. And unbeknownst to him, he didn't know it had the owner's cell phone on there. So he follows up with the text with the address, and then I said, okay, just follow up Monday with a bill of sale. So Monday morning at 9:40 in the morning, I sent him a text, said, hey, make sure you get me a bill of sale and a copy of both sides of the title and wiring instructions. And he said, will do. But by 6 p.m. on Monday night, I haven't heard anything, no email from anybody, no wiring instructions, and no copies of the title, both sides sent to me, or the bill of sale. So I was getting a little nervous, so I went home, and I was talking with the family, my wife and my son, and they were still kind of shocked that I did this. And my son's like, well, hey, man, let me check into this stuff. This is kind of weird, you know? So he got online and saw the link in the broker's email and to me, and in his text messages, and he actually looked it up. And guess what? There was no website. So his business didn't even have a website. Not even, I mean, we looked on one listing and it just said error 404, page not found. And he went to another auto-based website and it said auto biz, page not found, website not found. So we're a little concerned on Monday night. Monday night was some kind of, you know, sweating, sleeping with one eye open type thing, because we didn't know what to expect. You know, I'd never done this before. And so Tuesday rolls along. And at 8:20 in the morning, I get a text from the seller that he put together a bill of sale that he was sending to the owner to put on letterhead to send to me. So he sent that to me, and I said, that looks good. And so he sent that off, and that was Tuesday morning. So Tuesday, I still, it was kind of late in the day, I got the wiring instructions, probably close to noon, and the bill of sale on letterhead. So I went over to the bank, and I was sitting in the bank parking lot, starting to sweat. I remembered that I saw the owner's phone number on this on the service invoice. So I just thought, hey, I'm just gonna try something. So I dialed him up and said, hey, I'm the buyer. How are you doing? And real nice guy, man. Immediately dove off into the history of the car, what he's done to it, the care he'd taken with it, what had happened, the incident with the deer. And so he was telling me why he was selling the car, and he apparently had some other nice cars too. And we hit it off pretty good. So after talking to him for about 45 minutes about that and things in general, I went in the bank and pulled the trigger and did the wire. Got back to the office and notified them that, hey, the wire had been sent and I'll be waiting for confirmation. And then Wednesday morning, one of his CPAs had called and said, yes, they had the wire, everything was good, and we're good to go. And at that point, I had a call from the transporter saying, hey, we can pick up Wednesday evening. They were going to be in the region doing a drop, and so they could pick up and do a backhaul, and they had to pick up another car on the eastern seaboard over there. So it was going to work out good. Wednesday came and went in the evening. They didn't really, they couldn't get it picked up. I think it was due to weather issues. But when they showed up Thursday morning at 10 of 6 to pick up the car, they had pulled the car out earlier in the morning to prep it and get it ready for transport, and then a deluge came, a massive rainstorm. It was raining cats and dogs. The transport people showed up. They were skittish because they couldn't get a photograph and document a dry car and look for any dings, damages, scratches. So they were kind of sweating a little bit. So they contacted me and said, hey, I'll get you the pictures we can, but it's raining. So they stood, from inside the trailer rig and shot images of the car in the driving rain. Got the car loaded, got on the way, and so by Thursday evening they were coming down the eastern seaboard. By Friday they hit Mohawk, Tennessee, and as of today they're supposed to hit Dallas or Waxahachie. I'm anticipating, from what they're telling me on messages, that I'm going to see the car between 10 and noon on Sunday, which is pretty cool. But on that same note, today is Saturday, so guess what I got? I got a nice little package here. When I open this thing up, it is actually the title for the vehicle. So that's kind of a nice thing to actually have the title arrive before the car, and it's all initiated on the back. It's ready to go. So we have the title, and the car is supposedly in transport. I've seen pictures of it, but it's still a little nerve-wracking not knowing the condition of this thing until it shows up. So tomorrow, when it shows up, I will do an inventory of everything, make sure everything's there, and I'll give you some impressions on what we're dealing with. So hopefully everything happens on time and we get the vehicle tomorrow, and I'll be able to get that documented as well, and I'll put that up for you guys to see. So as of now, I've got a title, I've got a transporter coming, and things are looking good. I just hope it's not a turd. We'll find out.